Hi, everyone. So great to see you. Hi, Anne. Thanks,
Hey.
panelists, for coming. How are you? Good?
Doing great.
Oh,
Very
my,
good.
I
you
mean,
got out
all
of the
things
disaster
considered,
zone. Are you okay? Susie told me that you're in the middle of it all right now. How is it going? Are you safe?
Yeah, we're safe. Still don't have power at my house, so I'm at my sister's. We've been out chainsawing trees all day.
Oh,
So
my
it's nice to
goodness.
take a break.
Oh, God. Yeah, you
We
you
had
deserve it. This is a good way to wind down the day, chatting with teachers about getting excited with Minecraft. Thanks for joining. Hey,
glad to
Eric.
be.
Great to have you here.
thanks for having
It's
me.
fun to see your face. I've seen you online a lot, but this is you.
This is me. Yeah. I mean, usually with more. I mean, I've been cutting my own hair, so this isn't the usual. But
Eric, you have to
I
tell
did. I
Wendy
did
what we
dress.
discovered about.
I did dress appropriately, though.
Nice. Oh my gosh. We'll see if Susie can match you. I think she was wearing her Wales shirt earlier. Maybe she did a costume change. But what were you saying, Anne?
Eric,
Hi,
you have
Anne.
to
Nice to
tell.
meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too, Wendy. Eric, you have to tell Wendy what we discovered about the new classroom challenge.
Yeah. I almost want to share screen on this one. So in the classroom featured world that it just came out, one of the students is named Eric with a K. He's way into sci-fi, and his favorite movie is Star Battle. I feel, I mean, I'm not gonna sue for identity theft or anything like that, but I just feel a little called out.
Yeah, like, come on, this is clearly me. Is
I
it
was like,
bearded as
I don't know
well?
who else. It doesn't have a beard because it's a school student, but that would be
Right.
weird, I guess, right?
It was probably you early days you. That's funny.
Yes.
I'll have to ping the team to say who was your muse. I
We
love
had a
it.
we had a good laugh with that with our Minecraft meetup tonight before this call.
Yeah, we did our meetup and we saw there was a new featured world, so we're like, let's explore the new featured world together. And then
I
that's like the first thing everyone noticed. They were like,
Yeah, you're in here, Eric.
Oh my gosh. We should start doing that and just have an Easter egg of a mentor, or certified teacher, one of our community members be like, is that Anne? That's Anne. That's definitely Anne. I'll tell the development team to have a muse per challenge. I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome, everyone, as you're starting to come in. You've heard us talking with our awesome panelists so far. I will put on the board, if you can see my screen, to introduce yourself in the chat. So drop your name, city, state, country. That's the best part about these events, is how global it is, and we can all build our personal learning network and make cross-cultural connections through Minecraft. Drop in what you teach, and just for fun, what is your new favorite pandemic movie or show that you've discovered in your time home the last few months? So drop those in the chat as I'll put on some fun lobby music as folks are making their way in. Oh, don't forget to put your Twitter handles too, everybody. We'll have a door prize today for either tweeting with hashtag MinecraftEDU or dropping in something fun in the chat. So drop that in. Make sure to add everybody. That's the most magical part, is suddenly checking your notifications, seeing groups of people following you that like the same thing as you, Minecraft. So keep them coming. Welcome. We've got Helen. There's Susie. We've got Anne. There's Anne. Oh my gosh. Hi, Javier. You guys, look at Javier. Killing it. Oh my gosh. Do you have one of those, Susie? A new swag item. That's incredible. Javier, where did you get that? Tell.
I ordered online and I use it for my. I have all the characters and I back in school. I need maybe some assistance to maybe hosting my server for my home because I'm kind of tricky with the router or something like that. I still struggle, but somebody maybe give some guidance. I really appreciate it because pretty much grab.
We love it. Thanks, Javier, for sharing. And you're right. Maggie, thanks for the call out. We decided, we went back and forth and said, do we want to do Teams Live where we can't see all of our awesome faces or chat? And Susie and I were like, no, that's not fun. So we are trading messiness, such as sometimes unmutes, for the beauty of talking to you all. But you might, panelists, I might end up mute all. And so I might tell you you have to unmute yourself. But I'll do a mute all right now real quick. just so we can get everybody all cleared. There we go. The meeting chat is, there we go. So that might happen every now and again if I mute all. So now I muted all, so it's just me. So panelists, if you want to say something, you'll have to re-unmute yourself. Keep it coming though, everybody. Let's get those introductions going and we'll get started. Hey, Rob, great to have you, one of our panelists. Hello, Victor. Good morning in Australia. Good afternoon in the US and Canada and over here. John from the Philippines. Good morning, John. We've got Jan from Pennsylvania. Vicky from Melbourne. Some familiar faces. Awesome. Don't forget to put those Twitter handles, like Melissa's up there. You can follow her. Oh my goodness. Football this weekend. My football teams aren't playing for the Pac-12 in the United States, so I'm not as excited this football season, but I'll do my best. Thanks everyone for dropping that in. Don't forget to put your favorite Netflix show or movie that's caught your attention during the pandemic. This is always fun to learn who you are. Like Eric, now we know he likes Star Battle. TM. Awesome. Favorite new shows are K-dramas. Ruth, I just saw The Train to Busan, which might be the scariest zombie movie I've ever seen. It was excellent. And so now I have to watch the sequel that just came out. So I'm ready. But I want to tell us your specific K-dramas in the chat. Oh, lots of Cobra Kai's in our morning session, right, Susie? We had a Cobra Kai's taking over the world. Hey, Lori, great to have you as our panelist. Thanks for coming. Yes, on Ozark. And I don't know. I thought I saw a clickbait go by whether Ozarks would be canceled or not. I hope not. I just saw that flash on my feed.
It's not.
I think it is not canceled. It's coming back.
It's coming back.
Okay, good. Phew. Thanks, Ben. Oh, good. Nice to have you, Ben. Thanks for coming. We're excited to have you at our workshop upcoming as well this month. Okay, icebreaker done. Hopefully we all get to know each other a little bit more and connect. Make sure you follow each other. I'm Wendy, everyone. So excited to be here. I've got Susie from the Minecraft team. I've got a ton of amazing panelists, our Minecraft mentors, certified teachers, community members. We are here today for our Remote Learning Roundtable, and it's the first in our series all month, helping you get confident and interested in remote learning with Minecraft. So we did some introductions. We're going to look into your registration form where we asked you some questions about what are you doing this year with remote learning, how are you teaching with Minecraft, if at all, and then we'll dive in with the panelists. We've got some great questions from your survey that we want to pick their brains on. Our morning session was so fun. We learned a lot of really great tips and inspiration. So excited to see what the afternoon for the US crew and our morning Australian crew has to share with you all today. And then we'll share some next steps for Remote Learning Month next week, how you can keep growing in your progression all month long to be confident with teaching with Minecraft remotely. And we'll have a door prize. I mentioned earlier, you can be eligible to win. Susie, I did just find out that there may or may not be plush bees in the prize bin up in Redmond. So there's a limited supply. We'll see if we can get those out in our door prizes. I know, yeah, Liz just told me. I'm so excited. But you can tweet hashtag Minecraft EDU and maybe hashtag remote learning, hashtag distance learning, whatever you want. Alex on our social team is following along, and we'll pick one or two aha moments from your tweets to bumble you with a nice bee. But then also in the chat, we'll randomly just pick a couple from folks engaging in the chat at the end as well. With that being said, just to level set why we decided to do this fun month was we heard a lot from Susie's advisory board. They did a great just research session on how remote learning went. And we heard from you that you went from the Wild West of just keeping the lights on to you're ready for something like my nephew Xavier there. For a nice diet of Minecraft to pick it up a notch, right? And to try to engage your students more, to infuse some of that face-to-face magic, that collaboration magic, try to bring remote learning as alive as possible. So that's why we decided to do this month with you. And, oh, hey, Mark, keep coming those introductions if you're just coming in. And Helen, I hear that they're at Target and some other places still, the Creeper Crunch. So maybe we can see if there's any left over from the prize bin as well. But as we do that journey and help you be like my nephew and be even more excited about going back to school with Minecraft, who are you? We've got a nice chunk of mentors on the call. So if you are a mentor in the chat, say hello, and our mentors, our panelists can give a nice wave. We've got a lot of certified teachers, meaning you took our Minecraft Teacher Academy course at some point. A lot of you are community badge holders, meaning you've made a profile on our website, and a whole bunch of others. And we hope people who are just coming into the community for the first time, we hope we get you over to some of these other community tiers. And please ask us anytime if you're interested in becoming one of these. And then we've got a few advisory board members as well who work with Susie closely on the direction of the product as well. What is your plan, everybody? I'm going to ask this group as well. Can you drop a GIF into the chat? What is your current feeling about going back, right? I want to see those GIFs. What's your emotion level right now about coming back to school? Or if you were already at school with whatever your new, if you are business as usual, which a big chunk of you are, that's fun. It's so fun to see, like in Australia and New Zealand, so different than maybe back to school for a lot of other places around the world. We've got a lot of hybriders here. That's fun. And maybe you're doing, I'd love to hear in the chat what that looks like for you. Are you doing 1 day on, 1 day off? Double teaching, like some of my friends are, have to kind of turn it on their camera. They're teaching virtually while also having people in the class. That's a new level of extra work for teachers. That's hard. And then full remote is the majority of you. So we hope that you can take away this month a few extra things to infuse Minecraft. And then some others. I'd be interested to see what others we got. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, mind blown. Blair is ready. I like it. Courtney is getting there, right? I love it. Oh my God, Robert is excited. We saw Robert's whole school and they looked at, it was definitely business as usual. So exciting to see. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Oh my gosh, there's some scary. Oh my God, that never ending story, Jeff. That one's great. You ready to go? Okay, cool. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for letting us know where you're at. And then what's the technology? Just to level set here, a lot of you already have Minecraft Education Edition. Awesome. That's mainly throughout this month what we'll be focusing on. So we want to help you if you don't have that yet. I see a chunk of no's. We did put a way where you can check if you have it, but Susie on our team is going to share with us right now a couple of steps you can do to try to get your licensing all set up so you can start teaching with Minecraft Education Edition. Susie?
Awesome. Thanks, Wendy. Hey, everyone. My name's Susie. I'm also on the Minecraft Education Edition team, and I work on customer experience and engagement. I know a whole lot of you, but also don't know some of you, so welcome and thanks for joining. I just saw a note in the chat that said thank you for the new version on Chromebook. So we just launched Chromebook a month ago or so now. We are currently available on Windows, iPad, Mac OS, and Chromebook. And so to do a little tech check here for those who may or may not already be in Minecraft Education Edition, our website is education.minecraft.net. We will drop that in the chat. When you go to our website, we have a big purple Get Started button on the upper left-hand corner of the page. Anyone can download Minecraft Education Edition from our website. You can also get it in the store for education. A lot of school districts deploy it out at scale to their devices that way, but you can go and download Minecraft personally from our website. But what you need to access it is an Office 365 education account. So your school account may or may not already be an Office 365 education account. And what this box does here, the check to see, if you put in your school email address, it will verify that that is a Microsoft Office 365 education email address. What it does not do is verify if you already have a license for the product. So as long as you have a verified account, you can access our trial even without a license. You can go in there and play around for 25 logins if you're a teacher and 10 logins if you are a student. If you're not sure if you have a license, feel free to ask your principal, email an IT admin at your school district. There are a lot of schools who are owning Minecraft through their larger Microsoft licensing deals for how they license Office and Windows and all of that good stuff. So if you have any questions, we are happy to help out, but those are the basics of how to get started if you have not yet.
Thanks, Susie. Awesome. Great. We'll keep cruising around what's your pedagogy, right? So which of these methods of teaching with Minecraft have you tried? Lots of brand news. That's awesome. That's what we're here for this month, is to help you out. We've also got folks on the progression of teaching with Minecraft that we're working on this month, meaning have you just assigned a world, right? Like perhaps a challenge to your students, and then they worked on it by themselves and then gave it back, right? Kind of the first level that you might do with teaching with Minecraft. So a lot of you have tried that. And then we start to go down a little bit more of signing groups to use join codes and collaboratively build, all the way to collaborative world building or esports or everybody joining together. So we're going to cover that full spectrum this entire month and work our way up to the magic of multiplayer and the technical aspects of accomplishing that. That's our whole last week. And you can see here how we're making our way through that spectrum. All students in individual worlds, maybe groups in the same world, or a build and pass, like we're going to do here in 2 weeks with Ben Kelly on our call, and then all students in one world with a host, with a teacher host using a join code. So we'll go through all of those. Our goal is that you feel comfortable even with the easiest level that might be, such as providing a challenge or a world to play in and get something back that you can assess. So excited for that. Here's how it looks throughout the month. We'll have solo assignments next week. They'll be very workshop based, so we'll have a timer, stop, let you go explore and play and come back. We'll have some great teachers on the call like Anne, who can then infuse it with how that looks like actually when you do assign it and get it back. We're so excited to have that story thread through the workshop as well. Then we'll work, and I think we've got other mentors on the call joining each of these as well. We'll have a build and pass where you can start to add another element of collaboration as a world gets passed around in a file and makes its way back to you. Then a whole week with Stephen Reed on the Microsoft customer engagement team to dive into multiplayer, starting with what is it, how do I do it, and how do I go next level with esports or collaborative world building. If all of that did not make sense, do not fear. We are really here to make you feel confident in at least getting worlds out to your kids, right? That's what we want to do, and get you on a path where you will feel comfortable one day trying some of these amazing methodologies. Let us know if you have any questions. What we're going to dive into for our questions today is all from you. These are what's top of mind for you as you start the school year. A lot of you want to know, how do I even start? How do I bring engagement and fun back to teaching in a world where I can't connect with them other than the screen? How can I emulate that face-to-face magic with Minecraft? And then a lot of you are interested in assessment and leadership, right? How do I zoom out and I'm a tech coach, or I'm a leader or an administrator? How do I get this across my whole district? And we've got some mentors on the call who are doing just that. And then just the logistics. A lot of you who are new would really love to hear from our mentors. What does an hour with Minecraft actually look like as a teacher? I've got my lesson planner. What does the first 10 minutes look like? How do I introduce the rubric to them? How do I get it back? So we know you have all those questions. We would love to answer them for you this month. Yay! And now we have some inspiration for you to get going. We've got first, if you have any questions, these are folks from our Microsoft team and from Minecraft. Drop any questions throughout if you have them, and we'll be sure to answer. Our first guest, we have Mike, who is our great principal GM working on amazing things like Teams and OneNote. And we wanted to introduce Mike and then also hear from him. What are your top tips for parents and teachers to support any kind of technology integration with remote learning, such as Minecraft, Teams? We know there's some amazing product updates on your end. Susie's going to drop in a really great parent guide to using Teams that can be applicable for Minecraft too. Welcome, Mike. Thanks for being here, and can't wait to hear what you got coming down the pipe.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me. It's great to see everyone virtually. And yeah, I'm going to talk about some of the updates that we've been rolling out during this whole remote learning, hybrid learning, in-person learning. And one of the things is we made a bunch of updates to Microsoft Teams. And that is kind of our hub, our classroom management hero solution. And it's something that has had an explosion of usage during COVID-19. So we've had a bunch of updates to our meetings. So things like Together mode have rolled out, which makes it much more engaging and feeling like you're actually in a room with people than the classic, 7x7 grid mode. We have a bunch of improvements to our assignments in Teams. So we've made some improvements in how assignments work. We've made some improvements around student safety and how meetings operate. And we've also added a bunch of integrations with great apps like Minecraft for Education. And now you can use Share to Teams with Minecraft, and you can create an assignment or just post to the channel in Teams directly with that Minecraft lesson. And we've added other Share to Teams partners. We have people like Kahoot and Nearpod and Pear Deck and ThingLink and Flipgrid. So a bunch of updates to Teams that not only have rolled out, but we have another wave coming soon. Even things like Spotlight on the Educator, which was a top request, and things like hard mute, where I can mute my whole class and they can't unmute. So those are coming in the near future. We've had some updates to OneNote. So I'm obviously a OneNote fan. I like to wear purple. I don't have purple on today, but the photo shows my purple. We've had some updates to OneNote inside of Teams to make that class notebook work even better. We rolled out OneNote Live Captions, which is a really inclusive feature. And then we even updated some things like Adobe Spark integration with OneNote, and now you can embed Adobe Spark and those videos right into OneNote. And then the last couple things I'll mention are around the inclusive classroom. For those of you that know me, I'm also a big fan of accessibility and inclusion, and how can we make sure that all the students are included, and especially during remote learning and families working at home, or families being at home while students are doing work at home. But the parents often need to support the students, and especially students in special education or students maybe with dyslexia or dysgraphia or other learning differences. So we've made some updates to the immersive reader. We have the immersive reader as part of code.org now, which is rolling out. Just like we have immersive reader in Minecraft, we've also rolled it out in another great STEM application, which is code.org. We have immersive reader coming to Outlook. We have immersive reader coming to our math apps for our iPhone and Android. And so we're trying to bring immersive reader to as many places as possible. Then the last thing I'll talk about is just providing resources and tips and training for parents and families and students at home. So we have a new family guide that I think Susie's going to post into the chat. We have a whole set of resources for Quick Start teacher guides, Quick Start student guides for Teams, and then even a special education and remote learning site that is all about how can families learn about the new technologies that are happening at home. And we'll make sure those get into the chat. And then the last thing I'll talk about is one thing I personally got a lot of feedback around, especially in March when everything went online. Teachers and students and families wanted quick tips, just little short and sweet how-to videos. How can I do this? How can I do that? So I started experimenting, and I actually made a quick tip YouTube channel that I've been adding little short videos to pretty much every day, and I'll continue adding them over the coming weeks and months. So in the chat, I'll put my YouTube channel. I suggest subscribe to it and keep up with the latest quick tips, because we know people don't have time. You've got 1 or 2 minutes, and that's what this is really designed for, is to really help educators and students and families keep up to speed on all the things that are coming out in a short amount of time. So happy to answer any questions in the chat or anything else on your mind, Wendy.
Awesome. No, I love it, Mike. I guess now that you said purple, were you behind the design choice for Teams? Is that a secret reason why it's skinned in purple?
That's our branding experts pick the colors and teams, but
you had no influence, I'm sure. Awesome. Everyone just has a chance to just see you all if you're comfortable. If you want to turn on your camera, unmute on the count of 3 and say, thanks, Mike. All right. So camera on. And on
Thanks, Mike.
unmute.
Thanks,
1, 2, 3.
Thanks,
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
well, thank all
Thanks,
of you
Mike.
for using our software and keeping the faith with us as we go through these interesting times. So thanks a lot for having me today, and happy to answer any questions in the chat.
Thanks, Mike, for being here, and thanks for all the great resources. I know there's awesome trainings in the Microsoft Store as well on Teams and parent stuff. So we'll drop some links in there too, so you can level up, because Minecraft is that much better integrated with all the tools that you're already using. So thank you. All right, Mike, drop any questions for him, follow him on Twitter, subscribe to YouTube. A quick note, everybody, some of you might be coming to us by way of Minecraft Bedrock. We, of course, are talking about the education edition that was designed with schools in mind, has different features, but we know, this is Joel from our community management team with Bedrock. He did tell me, you know, we have lots of parents asking us, my kids want to get on Minecraft, how can I help? 1, follow Susie's steps to get Minecraft Education Edition, but 2, on their spare time, they're probably also playing a lot on Bedrock. So Joel has given us a few tips that's also in our community hub, but you can use the lessons and challenges that are on our website that Susie mentioned, and this can be a really fun, even at home parent weekend activity for fun that you might want to do with your kids, or homeschooling, right? You might want to build a bedroom or look at any of our challenges, give it to your kids and see the magic that happens. And of course, there's also an education collection for Bedrock and Java that you can, Susie will drop a link in for you now, and that can be your nice taster into Minecraft. And of course, we hope you come into the Minecraft EDU family to get this in your classrooms. With that, finally, I'll stop talking a bit so that we can hear from our amazing panelists who are spending their mornings and afternoons here to help inspire you, help you, mentor you. They're all here for you. So Susie's going to have you introduce yourself and, of course, tell us your name, role, where you're at, and your favorite thing about teaching with Minecraft remotely. Take it away, Susie. Oh, and sorry, Mike, we removed you because we thought you weren't coming, but Mike's beautiful face should be here. So just imagine Mike's beautiful face.
Yes, we will start with Mike, and we appreciate you hopping on. I know there's some bad weather and power outages, so thanks for making the time. Mike, yeah, start with your name, your role, and favorite thing about Minecraft. If he's still here, maybe. Oh, he's still here. You got to come off mute. Everyone is hard.
Gotta have
there
a little
you are. Yay.
Start. So yeah, no, I'm Mike Call. I live just north of Salt Lake City in the Davis School District area, and that's where I work. I've taught elementary, and I'm currently teaching at a high school, teaching arts, and love that. And favorite thing about Minecraft is the community that it builds in a school. It was amazing when I started using it in the elementary, how quickly people took notice, and the students started teaching each other. And it really helped build a really neat community where students were the experts. And I love that. I love leveraging that in my classroom. When you can get kids to teach each other, it makes your job as a teacher so much easier.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. And you've done so much amazing Minecraft training for other educators too. So it's not just bringing it to your students, but bringing it to other educators who want to get started. So thanks for that. Let's move over to our Broward County folks. I'll start with Eric.
I'm going to make sure I unmute first because I almost made the exact same mistake even after mentioning it in the chat. So yeah, hi, I'm Eric Leitner. I'm a STEM and computer science instructional facilitator for the Broward County Public School District. It's the 6th largest district in the US. We serve 235 schools, 250,000 give or take students. And we've obviously gone through the process now of rolling out Minecraft education across all of that. Of course, that comes with a lot of training, a lot of work, and a lot of practice on the part of our teachers. But it has been unbelievably successful so far. And I have to say, my favorite thing about Minecraft education by a landslide is that over and over again, we are seeing the students become the expert in the classroom.
Cool. Thanks, Eric. And Eric helped present for us at a conference last year and just rocked it. And similar to Mike, it's just bringing Minecraft to so many others in the community, which is great for our team. And then over to Anne, who's also at Broward County. And Anne is actually going to be presenting in next week's session as well on individual lessons. But I'll let her talk a little bit more about that.
Hi, my name is Ann Skarnick. I also teach in Broward County. As a matter of fact, Eric is my mentor. Eric is the one that got me into Minecraft. And once he got my feet wet into it, I just went full steam with it. I teach middle school in Broward County. I have 6th through 8th graders. Last year, when we got thrown into the pandemic and I ended up at home with 142 kids, my coding class just was not working out. We had started with Minecraft in the classroom. We took it remotely. The kids started doing agent challenges from home. They started building things with their agent and presenting them to me through video. Then we went into doing challenges via the Minecraft classroom challenges where they were using the camera in the portfolio. And it even got to the point of where we have a world that we call the Stay at Home Challenge. It is still on my hard drive to this day. And the kids would beg me, and I would, after dinner, send out a remind, and they would come and join me, and we would build up this town. And I have some phenomenal architecture, everything from a greenhouse to a KFC to a 12-story hotel.
Awesome. Thanks, Anne. Okay, moving over to Lori. Lori helps manage the magnet program at her school district, the magnet schools, and has been leading a lot of training that I've been helping them with too. So over to you, Lori.
Hey, Susie. Great to see all you guys on here. It has been a great adventure by implementing Minecraft in our schools. In the past, we did it in the classroom in regular learning traditional environment. This year, we are launching off with more of the remote learning options since we have hybrid going on as well. And really, I agree with what Eric said about the fact that kids are really, driving their learning, which is pretty incredible. But also, I think the integration with every other Microsoft application, such as Teams and Flipgrid, has just really made it a really smooth integration into our tech world that we're living in at this time.
Thank you so much. Okay, Mark, over to you, our Canadian friend. And Mark has been doing so much awesome work. We have a really large project launching in Canada later next year, a custom content project where we've been working on Indigenous culture for Canada. So Mark, over to you.
Hi, thanks for having me. I just want to put a shout out to my other Minecraft buddy and tech brother from many years past, Warren Hart, who's out there in Minecraft world with us right now. So Mark Leshik, grade 5-6 teacher at Highbury School here in Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada. And what I love about the Minecraft is being able to actually take my kids into the curriculum in a different way, and using the different skills that the kids have in creation. We started, thinking back in the past, well, instead of a diorama, why can't we be doing some of these things in Minecraft? So I started trying to use social studies a lot for our first peoples, our first explorers, and all those types of things, and coming up with ideas. And what I love about Minecraft in the class is I always say that I'm the brains behind the operation, but the kids are the magic, and they are the experts in the end. So it allows them to for some of those that aren't as ready to show their skills in the classroom, whether it be via writing and all that kind of stuff, just shine in a different world when it comes to Minecraft.
Totally. That's one of my favorite things is the students who don't typically thrive in the normal classroom environment really get a chance to shine, which is, I think, the coolest part of what Education Edition does. Thanks so much, Mark. And now let's go over to the other side of the world. Let's head over to Australia. We have two friends over there. Nathan, we'll start with you.
Hi there. My name is Nathan. I work with Rob Burke, who's also actually sitting right next to me.
Oh, great! I love that.
Microphone and speaker system quite well here. So we, well, Rob will introduce himself, but we work for Brisbane Catholic Education, which is I guess, the same as you guys saying a district. So yep. Service Catholic schools in the southeast corner of Queensland. In our role, we specifically work in the Office 365 space. Obviously, that includes Minecraft education, and we just go in and out of schools every day. We're not doing that at the moment because of restrictions with COVID. So we're providing all that support remotely, which is always fun, and I know everyone's in that same situation. I originally come from the secondary space, so my first experience with Minecraft education wasn't actually anything to do with the building side. I was just looking for a new way of teaching coding with my 7, 8, and 9 students, and stumbled across MakeCode, which meant I then stumbled across Minecraft education. And so my first experience was just jumping straight into the code space. And now a lot of my involvement in the product is working with a lot of the primary schools, and how do we use that as a building and creation tool to express their ideas and their thoughts. And it's just amazing what the students give you, and the teachers are equally, once they see it happen, feel equally rewarded by what the work is, how the work is done. But no, it's good to be here. Thank you for inviting us.
Thanks, Nathan. Over to you, Rob. Right next door.
Yes, that's me. Thank you. Thanks for having us here. It is good from being down under. We're not upside down here, just so everyone's aware. But I'm basically a primary school teacher. I do work in at Brisbane Catholic Education, so in at the office now, same as Nathan was just saying. My first experience with Minecraft was with a Year 5 class. So to give you a context, that's about 10-year-olds. And basically, I gave them a challenge and I told them to do something exactly this way, because as a teacher, you want to keep your boundaries, and all the kids did it exactly the way I said. And it wasn't until I let go of that and let the kids I just said, I want you to do this and you do it. Then the kids really showed me how Minecraft can be really fantastic in the classroom, because they all came up with a different way of doing it. And it really showed me that just because I had an idea, it wasn't the best idea. The kids all come up with much better ideas than we can, and they haven't had their creativity stifled. And as much as we might feel creative sometimes, the kids come up with some ideas that are so much better. And it's great to see, Blair, you've got one of those ones in the background there. So give her a high five next time she comes in, because guys, they are the people that we're here for. They're the ones that we're trying to support. And I know my son, who's 11 at the moment, he loves the fact that he knows more about Minecraft than I do, even though I'm supposed to be Mr. Minecraft at our office. So it's great to be here. So thank you very much, Susie.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. And Rob and Nathan will be helping present on week 3 sessions, the PM session, on more of a asynchronous collaboration build and pass model that they've been doing for their Minecraft challenge, which we will be excited to share in a few weeks. Okay, awesome. Back over to you, Wendy.
Thanks, Susie. And oh my gosh, in the chat, it's just so wonderful. Like all of this, it's all about students. And I loved even Helen saying we're speaking their language, giving them power, letting their creations come out. And we even have everybody, Axel is here, a student who says building is what favorite thing, right? And everything that all of you said was that is the magic, the creativity, the voice that can come out from all of our individual students. That's why we're here. And really, there's not many tools like Minecraft that are so open-ended to do whatever a kid wants to do. So welcome, Axel. Please feel free to tell our teachers anything else that you need. I love it so much. All right, cool. Let's get into our questions, all of our amazing panelists. And I know we've got some other great mentors and folks in the chat too, so feel free to drop in your favorite thing about teaching with Minecraft as well. You see all of their Twitter handles there, so give them a follow. I love seeing in the chat right now some call outs for Japan or Indonesia. Make those connections. At the end, I'll show you our new community hub. We're doing a lot of work with trying to assign some of our mentors to regional areas to do regional meetups. So lots of great stuff on the roadmap for helping mentors connect with you even more. So stay tuned. With that, I want to start with the first theme that came out of our survey to all of you, which was, I am new to Minecraft, where do I begin? Right? We've got some folks saying, I haven't played games myself in 20 years. Many teachers don't identify themselves as gamers. Does that mean that they can't teach with Minecraft? No, but I think they want to hear that from you all. Where will I find time to make this amazing content? You all just shared all of this stuff. You know, now we have extra work that teachers have to do in a remote environment. How do you make the time? We'd love to hear panelists on that. And then how do I support students who are also new to Minecraft, right? Like, not only is remote learning that hard, how do I also introduce a new tool? Can it be easy? What are your tips? So to kick off the panel, any of our panelists, feel free to unmute. We'll spend about 5 minutes on, I think we have 5 thematic questions. So we'll spend 5 minutes here. And of course, in the chat, folks, you can add on your own ideas if you have an answer for this, or at message, say Nathan tells you says something awesome, at Nathan and say, can you tell me more, or can you resource me that? And we can keep a nice strong back channel. So with that, panelists, anyone want to take a stab at where to even begin? Maybe where your journey began? How did you get into it? Tips for making the time? Let's hear it.
Sure, if you don't mind, I'll start.
Yeah.
Years ago, I guess about 4 or 5 years ago, we had a principal that was saying that he wanted to use Minecraft, this new game that our division was kind of getting a handle on, and he wondered if we could use it in the classroom. So he asked a couple of us if we could maybe find a way to use it, because he was really was seeing what was possible with it. And actually, Warren, who's in here tonight with us, was one of the guys that was part of this. And in the beginning, then it was kind of, you just ran with it. There wasn't a whole lot out there at that point in time with Microsoft EDU website. You know, there was stuff that was going on where people were talking, but there wasn't actually big ideas and plans. The Microsoft Minecraft EDU website now is amazing. If you want to find different ideas, you know, for all the different subject areas, I definitely say that's where a good starting point is. I mean, even myself, who's been doing it for years, checked it out the other day, and I'm finding stuff that I'm going to be able to use in their ready-made worlds to support my space unit for grade 6 this year. So that's what I got to say about it.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing, and some really good tips of just where to even begin. And sometimes it's somebody else, right, that might tap you on the back and say, can we try this? Or you might be that person who gets other people at the school excited about it. It seems like if we're all so lucky to have a Nathan and a Rob next door, right? My tip might be to find that partner in crime, right? There's somebody in your building who might be keen and crazy with you to try something new, and that's always fun. Or maybe you'll get to connect with some of our mentors who might be able to do a one-on-one call with you or help you through that first step. Anyone else want to take a shot at sharing your thoughts around when you first started, or any tips?
I would love to jump in. Anne, I would always let you go first, Anne. So go right ahead.
Anne goes first.
Well, I'm going to lead into you, Eric, because I got started last year. I was taking a CS workshop, hence my coding shirt that my kids designed. I just finished a CS workshop when Eric had jumped in and decided impromptu to go ahead and host a Minecraft workshop the very next week. And he basically looked at a bunch of us in our coding workshop and said, are any of you guys free? I'm going to do it next week. And a whole bunch of us jumped in. And I didn't know what Minecraft was to save my life. I had never even heard of it. I sat through that 1-2-day course with Eric, and that's what got me hooked. I immediately went home and started playing with this game, and I'm not a video game person. That's my husband. This game got me hooked. I started figuring things out. And when I got into the classroom, what I couldn't figure out, I asked the kids. There's ready-made stuff. If you go into Minecraft's website, you'll find classroom challenges with worlds already done. Your objectives are already done. Your learning goals are already done. The only thing you have to do is come up with a rubric on how you're going to grade it. Use the camera in the portfolio. There's a tool to teach you how to use them, and your kids can submit the work from there, and it becomes easy to grade.
And that's awesome. And we're going to be sharing too next week during your session what that actually looks like. We're going to do screen sharing and put photos up of how do I assign this? How do my students turn this work into me using these tools? It sounds great when Anne says that. We want to make sure you guys understand what that looks like and how to do it. You also mentioned training. So I've posted the link in the chat a couple of times, but we have a brand new online teacher course on the Microsoft Educator Center called the Minecraft Teacher Academy. And we actually filmed a real life 2-day training, and all of those videos are embedded in those 11 courses. So you can actually feel like you're participating in a real life training. There's also 6 brand new how to play tutorials that teach you how to move, how to use both your mouse and keyboard at the same time, how to use those assessment features like the book and quill and camera and portfolio. That course will get you your certified badge, which me and Wendy really would love for you all to have and join our community. So if you have not gone through that course and gotten your badge, I highly recommend to do so.
Thanks, Susie. Spoiler alert, we also may or may not be hosting if you like this type of learning, collaborative, real-time webinars like this, we're going to be hosting a cohort walking through that Certified Teacher Academy next month, and we'll be sure to send it out to this team who signed up for our remote learning. But awesome, Anne. Plug for Anne's workshop. If you love Anne, come on back. So thanks, Anne. Awesome. We'll take one more thought. Maybe, I think all of you mentioned this already with why you love Minecraft, but any thoughts around students? There might be teachers who are apprehensive of how do I actually tell them the basics? What should I send them to? Do I spend my whole first lesson with just exploring? Any thoughts on relieving the anxiety of teaching? I think I know your answers already, but on teaching kids how to use the tool.
I might jump in and answer that one, Wendy. I know if you are at school, if you happen to be one of those lucky teams that happen to be at school, I know I often partner kids up when we go into Minecraft for the first couple of times and make sure we have someone who considers himself a Minecraft expert sitting next to someone who's brand new to it. I know that one of our rules that I often do anytime I go into the classroom, I ask the kids who considers himself a Minecraft expert, and we get all the kids put their hand up. And I get them to keep their hands up, and I ask anyone else who's unsure, these are the people you can talk to. And basically we set up a rule in every classroom to say that if you're a Minecraft expert and someone asks you a question, you've got to put your device down or get your hands off your device and answer that question and help that person, because the experts can do that and still build more than the people who are new to it. So they've got that advantage of being the quicker, better builders, but they've also got that knowledge, and being the holder of that knowledge means that they have to be the person who helps other people with it. So that seems to be one of those things in that particular space. And I know that won't count in remote learning as much, but definitely when you're in the classroom situation, it actually helps to build the kids bonding with each other as well. So yeah, I found in the classroom situation, that's a great way to work.
Oh, Rob, that's great. I love the buddy system, and even thinking of, if you want to keep expanding on that in the chat, what might that look like in remote, right? Would you make a Teams channel and buddy them up that way and then have them complete something together? I love that. On our morning US call, we heard from Felisa, our mentor, who shared with a student ambassador program. So love all these different methods that all of you have come up with. We'd love to, Susie will drop in, or she probably already did, our remote learning guide from Minecraft, but we're looking to continue to build these strategies into it, so you don't have to recreate the wheel with it. You can learn from these great tidbits from Rob and team. And I love in the chat too, some great additions coming on here as well. Love it. Thanks, guys. Expert advisor rule. I love it. All of you are doing similar things. Keep those things coming with similar but different, right? Hashtag buddy system. Love it. Thanks, panelists. We're going to move on from, all right, I know what Minecraft is. My students know what it is. I found some time to make the content. Now, what about that big juicy part that everyone's interested in, right? Back to my slide of people finally taking a breath. We're all online. We have devices, hopefully. My kids know where to get their assignments. The basics are underway. For the majority of you in this call who said you are in a remote or hybrid environment, what are you doing to start getting that engagement back, right? That collaboration, that synchronous magic that Minecraft has. How are you doing that? How are you making projects that engage your kids, perhaps provide social emotional learning that they desperately need right now? Rob was talking about during this time how buddying someone up can really help mental health and well-being. How are you doing that, panelists? How are you recreating a lesson you might do face-to-face and using a tool like Minecraft to try to emulate that? And then, are there any great lessons or builds or challenges that you recommend to start off with?
I mean, I can jump in for a second here. Please because I'll just use a kind of a real world example that we went through. In March, when we went remote, my immediate thought process was we have to keep students engaged, but engagement's going to look shockingly different than it would in a face-to-face classroom. So how do we do that, right? We're not worried necessarily about teaching perfectly exact standards right now. We need to get kids engaged, and then that will come. So very rapidly through Flipgrid and Minecraft, I said, you know what? Everyone's stuck in their home right now, but what if they were stuck in the home they wish they were in, right? What would be the home you wish you were stuck in if you were stuck in your home? So I put a Flipgrid together and I put it out to Broward schools, and I started to get some back, and then I started to get a lot back. And so I said, you know what? There's nothing stopping me because of these possibilities through this, and because we have such a great global community of saying, I'm just going to put this on Twitter and see if anyone else is interested in submitting their home they wish they were stuck in. And all of a sudden, those rolled in, and those rolled in, and then NASEF, the North American Scholastic Esports Federation, said, we'd love to push this even further, and they did, and then they rolled it out in Mexico along with other partners. We've had something like 5,000 global submissions to this thing, and it keeps going. And oh, there you go. Somebody in the chat actually did the challenge. But this is the kind of thing. It's just engaging them in what they know, right? So immediately going home and being stuck at home, kids are, possibly confused, possibly concerned. Some of them may be excited about learning on a computer. I know I probably would have been if I was a student, but all of a sudden here's a chance to say, do what you're already doing. We know you're home. You're probably playing Minecraft. Use it to give us some information back about what you want, what you're feeling, what you'd like to share with the world if you could right now. And that just works. Reaching them where they are just works. It really does.
Oh man, Eric, I love that somebody did your challenge. I love too that you shared a strategy on how that authentic audience is the other really magical piece, right? Somebody's actually reading kids' work and actually looking at it, and it's meaningful. So I love that strategy too, of thinking how you might be able to share that. We'll be having some fun announcements at MineCon next month around some fun challenges, so stay tuned. But the monthly challenges that are on our website that you can get via Twitter or our community are really fun. You can share that out or do like Eric did and said, hey, does anyone else want to join? Now you are building this network by attending these kind of events or meetups like Anne was talking about, build that audience, and everyone is so willing to look and listen and give feedback on your students' work. I love it. Anyone else have something to add to Eric's idea around engagement? I think you kind of double dip that too, Eric, because it also goes with that time, right? Some of the teachers on the call might be still chewing on that, but what you just shared is you take the onus off you of a teacher and put it on your kids, right? All you need is a prompt or a question and off they go. So it doesn't need to be a huge, heavy lift for your first go. I love that. Anyone else have thoughts?
I wanted to add on to that.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I agree with that, even from a parental perspective. I have at the time a 3rd grader and a 7th grader, and just to see both of them have the opportunity to have choice and voice in their learning with Minecraft through those challenges really just sets it apart from some of their other learning and helps them make connections to things in ways that they wouldn't have dreamt gaming could make those connections. So I think that was really great opportunities, and throwing those challenges out there, whether they're classroom challenges, school-wide challenges, district-wide challenges, or going global with it, really is extremely impactful.
Thanks, Lori. Mike, you wanted to add on?
Oops, sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh. No,
somebody said you're on mute. Is it all of 2020? I think also, no, you go ahead is the set number 2.
Am I good? Or
you go for it, Mike, and then we'll get to you, Mark.
Sorry.
No worries.
No, when we went remote in March, it was really nice. Our district uses Teams as well. And for us to be able to get together with our kids, we actually had a Minecraft club going at my school. That I was the advisor for, and so it made a real quick transition for doing just having access to the kids where we could have that face-to-face experience, having a Teams channel where kids could share things, and there's a lot of awesome things going on with that. So, but that.
Sorry, Mike. We'll get that mute all here in a second and then unmute you again. There we go. Go for
Are
it.
you good?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, but that face-to-face experience was really great, and we kept that going with our junior high, but also my wife's an elementary teacher, and we got it going with her students as well. And there's just that integration I wanted to point out with Teams, where you can share join codes really quickly. We would get on a call together through Teams, and student sharing was really helpful.
Awesome, Mike. I love it. Mark, want to jump on that for student sharing? Oh, you might still be muted. Hashtag 2020. You're still muted. Sorry, Mark.
There we go. No, I was just going to
There
say
we
I
go.
could just say ditto to what Mike was saying. When we first started with remote learning, one of the first questions that my kids were asking when I was on Teams teaching math or LA or whatever was, what are we going to do about our Minecraft? Because they'd already established these couple of really big projects already, and they wanted to keep going. And at first, I wasn't exactly sure at that point in time, okay, how am I going to do this? But then as I was teaching along with our social studies, again, I came up with these ideas, and then we would discuss it in Teams meetings. I would throw out the idea to them and say, well, what do you guys think that would look like in Minecraft? How would we show this? How would we demonstrate this learning that we're doing right now for social studies? They would come up with the idea, and then to make, for the lag at home, I would run the Teams meeting on my Surface Pro. And then on the PC at home, I would run the Minecraft world for them to join. And then it allowed for me to keep, obviously seeing them on the screen at all the time, to answer questions, to help them out, while also being in the world with them at the same time and kind of, mediating what was going on in there. And then you had some of the kids that would say, can we opt out and can we go into a different room of Teams or talk, or can we go onto our FaceTime, and they would branch off in groups. But without the Teams, it just wouldn't have been able to happen. And the kids needed that social engagement in order to take that excitement back into the Minecraft.
I love it. Awesome. Thanks, Mark, for adding on to ways students can get involved with that. All right, we're going to go a little bit fast, maybe only one panelist each for our next two questions, and then want to make sure I have follow-up time for a couple of questions in the chat. So moving on from student engagement, thank you all for your ideas. Hopefully that was helpful in the chat for some of you. Now, delivery and management, right? We kind of talked about that with Anne. How do we take the excitement of what it sounds like and what does it really look like? We looked at everybody's questions, and many, like I want to say like a third said, yeah, but how long does it take? Or how do I actually give the instructions? How do I collect it back? So what makes effective remote learning? How do I even make sure they're engaged while I teach? A lot of teachers, of course, are thinking when they teach with Teams, if the screen is on or off, or what do I do? So what does that look like in Minecraft? If you are teaching a lesson, are you using Teams to do walkthroughs and then going back and you're doing it live and then come back to me at the end of the hour? Is it 30 minutes? Is it 45? Is it a week-long project? We'd love to hear from your experience for new folks to Minecraft. And then, yeah, just other general tips in a fully remote environment to make sure kids can get on, get their work done, and get help when they need it. So, does anyone want to share?
Okay, I'll go ahead and share there, Wendy.
Thanks,
I was just going to say that since we have both remote and traditional learning going on in our district, we're using a combination of our Canvas LMS to kind of set the expectations, talk about, the background as to what we're focusing in on for that class. It might be, just a class period, or it might be for the entire unit, making those connections depending upon what class it's being integrated into. And then we're utilizing Flipgrid for more of the reflective piece, the opportunity for the kids to walk through it, screen recording, all of that. So really a combination of the two thus far is seeming to work out pretty well. We're only a couple of weeks in at this point, but so far it's got kids excited about it, and actually the teachers too. It's been kind of neat hearing some of them just even talking about them getting in there and playing with it and figuring out the right way to kind of launch it with their class. But utilizing both Teams for the live component, and then our Canvas LMS for kind of the expectations and unit overview.
Thanks, Lori. I love it. And I asked in the chat, everyone else, what your LMS of choice is. And just like Lori said, I think that will probably be the the backbone of your work, right? Making sure that your instructions and rubric is all set up and follows the routines that your kids are already doing for remote learning. You just plug in Minecraft instead of what your other tool of choice was. So hopefully you join us next week and you can see, I think we're going to dive into a Canvas example, but you can substitute any LMS of choice and wrap your mind around that. I love it. I see a lot of different stuff: Seesaw, Classroom, Canvas. Very cool. We're excited for next week. Come back so you can learn again. Rest of the panelists, if you have any answers to those questions for time, would love if you could plug that into the chat. Let's get another one in that a lot of people wanted to know. Goodness, we have two. So but let's start with assessment. We can get one person to share assessment. I think we talked Book and Quill. Those are two tools within that we'll talk about next week from Anne. But how can you see what they're doing? How do you assess them? How do I reach my students? These were all questions we had. Anybody want to take on what Anne started with the internal Minecraft tools and share any other way that they're taking the outcomes that you want from your lessons and making sure they're reaching those mastery levels you want?
Wendy, I might jump onto that one.
Please.
I know there's a couple of ways you can do it, like with the Book and Quill that are in the Minecraft space, and then the students can obviously export those so that they can actually hand them to the teacher through a Teams assignment or things like that. I know another way that we often do it because a lot of the time when we use Minecraft, we want the kids to talk about what they've done, because it's those kids who struggle with the written aspect of explaining that we often are trying to tap into. So often we get them, if they're on an iPad, we get them to use the screen recorder and do a walk through their world or their build and talk about what they've done and why they've done it. Or if they're on a computer, we'll use PowerPoint screen recorder or things like that. So and then that way they can actually save that as a video file and upload the video. And then that way you've got less reading to do, although you've got a lot of watching to do as a teacher. But it is good to actually get exactly what the kids are trying to tell you as well. So that's a really good way, I think, to get their feedback as far as that goes. And I know if they're working in teams, we can get the kids actually talking within a channel within Teams as well, because you can set up private channels there so the kids can communicate in that space. So, yeah.
I love it. Oh, thanks, Rob. And Michelle, I like your addition there too. Going back to what Eric said about they're playing this anyway, how do you leverage that, Michelle? Like if your kids are streaming already, like on their own time, that's what's so magical is that, kids spend their spare time building, like why not appropriate it towards your learning goals? But use your students to say, if you find someone likes to stream their build, like ask if they want to do it for the class or for the community, and build on that with your community. All right, last question, and then we'll do some prizes and follow-up. Leadership and training. We have a lot of great trainers on the call. What is your big tip for someone on the call who's trying to think of, I like Minecraft for education, I got a big school or a big district, I also have to roll out X, Y, Z. How do I fit in Minecraft as part of that training plan? Anyone want to take a stab at this guy and share with us what you might do, a top tip for kind of deploying this? Susie also will drop in our deployment guide with some case studies of schools that have done it really well and some tips, but would love to hear from a panelist quickly.
All right, so this one's kind of my thing, I guess. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I work for the district. I'm a STEM and computer science instructional facilitator. My job is to quite literally get student teachers on board. And I'm very lucky that that very first cohort of teachers, which included Anne, for example, saw the value in it immediately and did incredible things that admittedly I probably couldn't have shown off so easily. And that is actually my suggestion, is find those teachers that are really going to make this happen, and then spotlight those teachers who are making that happen and give the mic over to them, give the mic to Anne. Because what Anne has done in our district, what other teachers have done, Elaine Hollander, I don't think is in the call, but she'd be another one that I would shout out, have done in our district, has helped to keep that momentum going. And then in addition, keep in mind that when teachers are learning these things, they are the student as well. So the opportunities that you would give to your students in the classroom, give to teachers as well. So one of the things we've done as a district team is we've created every Wednesday, which was just before this at 5 p.m. We've created our Minecraft happy hour. Now that happy hour part, someone asked, do you drink while you're playing Minecraft? No, we don't. I mean, they're home, so I don't know, but technically,
Maybe.
no, we don't. Brett, yeah, thanks, Brett. But what it is a time for just teachers to show up and play the way the students would play. No students allowed, just the teachers. And the teachers have created this phenomenal world that we just keep kind of expanding and growing. And it's insane to look at, and I absolutely love it. And I've put some resources and tools in that world, but I've let them define and create everything that has happened in that world. And it's so much fun, and I keep getting teachers who keep coming back to play. Some of them are in this call.
Oh my gosh, Eric, I love it. And I think we haven't framed that yet, right? But maybe before you go down the path of teaching with it, taking what Susie said, like the Minecraft Teacher Academy, and just play, right? Let the ideas come to you. Give yourself space to say, I'm going to go in here for an hour and see what it is, right? Like just go explore, get that non-alcoholic beverage or other and have a drink and play around. I love it, Eric. Thanks for that idea. Everyone, speaking of happy hour here on the West Coast, it is 5 o'clock. So we are going to end that on our own happy hour. But before we do that, we've got a couple of things here. Just thinking about moving forward, we hope you think about what are the insights from remote learning that are applicable to your everyday teaching. I know all of us in educational technology hope, even when you do go fully back to school, that some of these collaborative, creative methods stick with us forever and ever. So thinking about that, drop any other final questions in the chat. I did see a raised hand, but we are going to end it, but I'll stay on the chat as well as Susie. We'll try to scrub through and do any replies. We also have Carrie from our support team hanging out and some other Minecrafters. So we'll stay there and try to get you answered or shared some resources. Quick recap, remember we've been plugging, we got Ann and we've got Nathan and Rob and Ben on our chat who are going to hang out with us the next few weeks. We're going to move you through this cycle. Next week, come join us. We have an AM and a PM to actually see what a lesson looks like if you give an assignment out and collect it back. Very simple, but we'll work our way to a build and pass with Nathan, Rob, and Ben. Then Stephen Reed's going to take us 5 straight days. If you are interested in entering the world of multiplayer, that's your week. We're going to end with esports and collaborative world building. And of course, at the end of it, we will push you to not only get the Teacher Academy if you'd like to become certified, but we'll be offering a badge and certificate for attending these courses and spending your time with us in your mornings and night. Your homework, should you choose to accept it, is join one of our communities. Susie will drop in the chat our community hub. You can go there. There's wonderful up-to-date articles, videos, how-tos on one half, and then you can also ask for help. I saw what's an NPC pop up in the chat. You can find that in there. You can ask questions. Some of our mentors have volunteered to be moderators, so they'll be in there answering questions as well. And under community, we have a regional forum where you can join. If you're from Indonesia, you can go to our Asia Pacific forum, and we're going to start spending a lot more time and driving folks there so you can find people. We're really excited about that. There's also a link to Microsoft's Enable Remote Learning Teams community. Join there. They're doing a lot of great stuff beyond Minecraft of integrating teams and all that good stuff. Join both. We hope to see you online. Door prize time. I'm going to check Twitter first for hashtag MinecraftEDU. There's a lot of really fun screenshots. Oh my gosh, I love them. And I'm going to randomly choose, I'm not looking, highly scientific methodology for prizeology, Melissa Stark, at Melissa B. Stark. Email mcedu@microsoft.com. Susie can drop it in and we will send you information about your prize. We'll do one more Twitter. Also is Warren Hart. Woo, if you're still on Warren Hart, send us an email to redeem your prize. And then one person from our chat, let's see who you are. I'm just literally just scrolling, stop. Oh, it's like a real roulette wheel. It like even shakes a little bit. Carrie, you can't win, but Blair can. Blair was right below you, Carrie. So Blair, email us to redeem your prize. Thank you so much, everyone, for spending your mornings and nights with us. Email us if you have any questions. If you want to talk to Susie about how you get started from her first screen, technically, mceedu@microsoft.com and hashtag MinecraftEDU. We hope to see you next week. I'll send you this recording. Thank you so much, panelists. Can we all get camera off, camera on, mic on, and say thank you, panelists? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Yes, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Could you share? It looks like there's something in the chat about